Welcome to our events app. The reason why we created this event is because, first of all, we have low event awareness. A lot of students don't even know that there are certain events going on in their school. That is because people don't really attend the events. And then we want to create, let's move on to the project objectives. We want to create an events app that will centralize all the events on there, so that when you need to check on an event, you don't need to go to your class groups, maybe group A, then you scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll, you can't find the events that you want to attend. So these are one of the reasons that we created this app, so we could also organize events efficiently, so that we could also showcase past events to encourage future participation. We encourage to go to these events. Now let's move to the diagram. Let's move to entity relationship diagram. First of all, for the entity relationship diagram, you can see that users can set reminders on the events app. Users can also make comments on the events app. The user can also view events. Now let's move on to the flowchart diagram. With the flowchart diagram, I'll leave it for my colleagues to continue.
Okay, so let me take you through the flowchart. It all starts when the user opens the app and selects their user type, that's the guest, registered users, and admin. And the guest just simply views the events, no login needed. But with the registered users, if you go through the login and registration process as shown in the diagram, and if login fails, you see an error, but if it succeeds, they get full access to register, view, or cancel events. But with the admin, you get overall full privileges that takes you straight to the dashboard where you can create events, manage users, and view all registrations. And all these users would have to log out, excluding the guests. And this ends the session with the flowchart diagram. So next is it shows us the privileges of each and every user type, that's the guests, registered users, in cases like the staff, lecturers, depending on the community you are creating the system for, and the admin. And with the users like registered users, and you can browse through the events, filter events, search and log in. With admin, you have to add, delete, and update events, but you can also view the events as a privilege. And with the standard users, same as the registered users, you can also do the same as browsing through the events, filtering, logging in, searching, setting reminders in case you forget, then commenting on an event. Now we move on to the next diagram. That's the architectural diagram. And we are using a Next.js app that connects directly to a file system for everything it needs. First, the authentication. First, we authenticate users using a Firebase. Then we use a cloud function to handle things like sending reminders and fetching users or events data. All events and user details are stored in Firestore, where we can use the full operation, that's the CRUD operation, if you're familiar with that. And finally, any image.
Moving on to the context diagram. Briefly, context diagram is how a system interacts with the external entities. Okay. So here in the diagram, we have the admin. So the admin has interactions. That is, the admin is able to input new events, update events. Also, the admin can view details, that's the admin details, and then view requests. So we move to the registered users. Their input is that a user can view user details, can also comment on events that have been posted, and also can view requests of an event. And then we move to the guest interactions. That want to guests are able to view requests, Yes, so that is what the context diagram is all about. Move to the next slide. So we move to the data flow diagram, and then the data flow diagram. This is detailing the data between processes, and then the external entities, and then the data is stored. So with the diagram shown below, we see that registered users interact with the send event reminders, and then they also interact with the view and submit comment things. And then we move to the admin side. They interact with the manage events, and then the guests interact with the view events. So all these, we say the send event reminders sends event reminders to the registered user. That is what is shown on the diagram below, on the board, sorry. And then view register users, and then the guest is able to request or view or request to view the data. And then the admin also manages the events. And then a registered user can also submit comments, and then the comments are submitted. And then when you look down there, you see the retrieval of data of for the event reminders. And then comments are also written to the database. Everything is directed to the eventGCTU database. So events also are written to the database. Okay, so we move on to the methodology Scrum. So this methodology Scrum summarizes all the key aspects of the Scrum used in this project. Yes, and so we have number one, adapt quickly to changes through continuous planning and then feedback. The methodology allows for quick adaptation to changes. That is what it means. And then we move on to held daily stand-up meetings to stay aligned and resolve blockers. That is, regular daily meetings are held to ensure team alignment. And then we move to the next one. We see review progress regularly to improve both the product and process. So progress is consistently reviewed to facilitate improvement in both the developed products and then the development process itself. That is what it means. And then we move on to the last one. It says collaborate closely across design, development, and then testing teams. So with this, there is a close cooperation and collaboration among designs and then development and then the testing teams also. Okay, thank you. Moving on to the next.
So we move on to the next step. So these are images. We first have the image of the event and then other text such as the location and the category of the event. We also have a description about the event, which gives us more info if you want to attend or to talk to the people, feed or something. You can also comment on events and see comments of other users. So let's create a comment for this event. Okay. The page also gives us access to delete events, delete comments. Sorry. So this data comes to. Okay, so we also have the event page. So on the event page, you see a list of events, both past and upcoming. And we also have the filter on the left side to help us filter the events. So you can have events from zoning, events from adult development, entertainment. So based on what you want to filter on, you just click on it and then you get the events that match the filter. You also have an about section. In the about section, we talk about the aim of this app and the key features. We also have a lot of what they have to do concerning the system. So we have questions like, are all events free? And that's the answer if you click on it. So let's click on it and then see what it is. It says yes, all events are free unless stated in the description. Now, in the case where you want to comment, as we said in the diagram, so you have to be a logged in user. So let's log in and see what really goes on. Let's move to the profile page. And since you're not logged in, we should see. Okay, so this user is log out, and then let's see the login process. Okay, so let's log in again. Go to the profile and enter your details. Okay. So once you log in, you have access to comment and do. Also, let's also see that the profile page, profile, log out, then go to the upcoming events. Upcoming events.
Okay.
So go to the upcoming event. Okay. So since you are logged out, then logged out.
Yes.
Okay, so since you are logged out, we are seeing a text saying that we should log in in order to comment. Alright, so as you said in the slide, if you're a guest, that's if you are not logged out, if you are not logged in, then you cannot comment on an event. You can see other comments of other users. Okay, so Glenn is going to talk about the admin section, which allows the admin to add and delete events and also edit events.
Okay, so logging in again to go to the admin dashboard. I'll enter my details. Okay, so only admins can see this button here to go to the admin dashboard. If you are not an admin, you will not be able to go to this side. So there's our admin page where you can add events. You can edit or delete existing events. So let's add an event. So we click on the add events. We add a name, let's say Miss GCTU or something. You can write a description if you want. So I'm just going to write test. So you can set the category of the event. So right now it's at entertainment, but you can set it to talks, seminar, field trip, and others. The location to, let's say the location is Florence-Oni Auditorium. Then the date of the event. So let's say the event is happening tomorrow. So we set it to 11th June. Then I'll set the time to 3:52. Okay. Now we have to upload the image for the event. So we click here to upload the event image. So I'll just choose any image to test. Okay. So I'll upload this, then click save. So we see this twist here, add an event. Yes, so event added successfully. So if we go to the events page, we'll see the event. So we'll just refresh. Yes, so we see it here. The event we just added. That's what you see here. And also, anytime an admin adds events, the the registered, you see that you receive an email for the event and a link to the event. So the events are just added in GCTU when it is happening in Florence Auditorium where it is happening. Okay, so back to the page. The users can also set reminders for the event. So when you click on the event and you click on the Get Event Alert button, the user will receive the notifications for the event 24 hours before the event and an hour to the event. Okay. So yeah, that's all for our eventGCTU system, where users will receive reminders for events and they can view upcoming events, past events, so that if they want to participate in it in the future, you can also comment on events and set reminders for events. So that's all for our project work for this week.
Thank you.